You think spring is finally here to stay?
Yeah, it's time for it. I think so.
Oh, it is. It is.
But we did hear that this is kind of the end of the cold, right?
I think so.
I mean, I don't like humidity. So
no.
I do appreciate a little coolish weather.
But it would stay like 76 to 81.
Yeah, that's
82.
perfect. Right now. I mean,
know.
The weather is gorgeous.
It's just absolutely
I just got back from skiing, so
I know.
I'm in a different state of mind.
Do you want to talk about that?
We can, yeah.
Yeah.
So we went to Utah for spring break, Kids' Choice, where they wanted to go skiing, and we stayed in Park City, got a little Airbnb, and yeah, it was great. I'm still a little sore though.
We were comparing notes because Asher, one of my grands, when the kids are lower to the ground,
because
they just
5,
boom,
right?
they take to it, right?
He's
So
5.
yeah,
Asher's 5.
Yeah.
So mine are 10 and 12. So they did really, really good. Noah, who's fearless, was out there on the snowboard and just zipping.
Mm-hmm.
Leia, who's more cautious, really did a great job. But you could see, it was easier for her.
Yeah.
It was funny because at the end, I'm a Floridian. My kid's obviously Floridians. Tark's from Virginia. My son looks at me and he's like, "Mom, I think we're a snow family." He's like, "I think that we like the snow better than the heat, and that we should move where it snows."
And you said?
I was like, "I don't." Then both my husband and I are like, "We like the beach."
Yeah.
Like I'm a Floridian. He's been here long enough. He can be a Floridian.
But
too,
you had a couple of challenges. But then after that,
yeah, I did, man. I just told one of our photographers because I went down. So if you're not familiar, it's like green and blue, and then like diamond and double diamond slope. So I went on a green, which is the easiest, but there were some blue runs on it. So I'm like going down one of those hills. I am zooming down, and I'm thinking the only way I'm going to survive this is by falling. So I fall all wrong. So I fall. My skis are in the air. My head bounces, which I had a helmet on, and then I had to be rescued.
Oh, Jen would be happy about that.
No, she would be very. You had to have a helmet.
See, I mean, I know there's you go to you turn, you twist, you get the T-stop. No, I'd fall.
I was pizza. So they say pizza is supposed to stop you, but on that steep
is that where you
incline,
take the tips of the skis?
Yeah, you're like this. But on that steep incline, it was not helping me. So I learned. Tark is actually good at skiing. So.
But you had conditions where you had some snowfall, so you had the powder, but then you went to the ice.
Yeah, so it was like powder. Our first day that we went skiing, the next day was a little icy, which was a totally different experience. So I really had to learn twice. But hopefully, I think we're gonna make it a yearly thing. It's not cheap though, folks. So just know that. I didn't know what I was getting myself into.
And if you went to Utah, where if you go closer to the Carolinas,
it's icy.
It's a whole different experience.
Yeah. It's fun though, but I'm surprised by how many Floridians ski.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there's so many people. Like everyone I talk to, oh yeah, we ski.
Yeah.
And I will say this: some of my best deals, we all got our snow boots from Goodwill.
Yeah?
Yeah, so like $12 snow boots, which were perfect. They were like so comfortable, and they kept me warm.
And then you can turn around.
And give them back.
Give them back, yeah.
But we're going to go. We're going to make this
nice.
thing. So anyway, just to share a little of my spring break adventures.
So have you ever done the genetic testing where you wanted to find out your roots and stuff?
I did, yeah. Not 23andMe. I did the Ancestry.
Yeah. But apparently, if you've done 23andMe, a lot of people are saying go ahead and delete your genetic tests. And the reason is that 23andMe is going bankrupt. So the concern is that they're going to be sold, and what happens to all your information?
Yeah, I mean, basically, if you don't go through this whole process to delete your information, it will go to the next person. Like there's nothing in there that will stop that from happening, like whoever owns it. Right. I mean, you just can't be too careful. Like, you never know.
It may be a reputable company,
it may be, but you never know.
It's just floating out there.
Yeah, and that's kind of scary.
Right.
There's a lot of information.
And they're saying if this information gets in the wrong hands, if it gets in the hands of a criminal, with all the deep fakes that we have out there, deep fake audio, deep fake video, and all the different ways that people are trying to be in a position to convince somebody else that they're you, they'll have their hands on your DNA.
Yeah, and also like the people who you're connected to.
Right.
I think that's even scarier because Amanda was saying how she met a long lost cousin and they follow each other on Facebook.
Right.
And that's kind of scary if it's someone like targets you and then they're trying to say, hey, I'm your cousin, and who knows what people fall for a lot of stuff, and that's pretty legitimate if you think about it.
So you go into your profile and you can copy all this information, so you have everything at your disposal. You put it on your computer, you password protected and everything else, and then download it. And you can always, I guess, go back and put it on whoever buys 23andMe later on and have it back there and share it again. But, everybody's saying that it's probably prudent to go ahead.
Just get your information and keep it, and then decide what you want to do next.
It is,
I do need to check, though, because you wonder, is this just the beginning? 23andMe, will the other ones have problems too?
Yeah.
Because I don't think about it anymore.
Yeah.
It was such like a hot thing for a minute. and so many people did it, and they don't really use that.
And I kind of wonder, would Ancestry maybe go after them so that they either create a monopoly?
And there's probably others too.
Yeah,
So
I'm sure there are. Yeah.
Be careful. Be careful.
All right. This is kind of cool about UNF.
I know, where I got my graduate degree. So they are being ranked Tier 1 among global business schools by CEO Magazine in the 2025 Global MBA rankings. That's really good for the school.
Yeah, and they used a number of different markers to decide, but one of the biggest was faculty. And I do have to point out that it's not in the article that Mel and I have here, but we did report it on the morning show that Jacksonville University School was also on there too by CEO Magazine.
As a top tier?
As a top tier,
good.
yeah. Among the top business schools, I think they were ranked 30 in the nation.
No, that's really
so
good.
two of them right here in Jacksonville. How about that?
Yeah, I mean, a newish UNF president, Moaz Lamayam.
He was a great guy.
Yeah, and he's done a lot for the school.
He has.
And really working to try to kind of bring it up a little bit.
I've got to say, when I first came to Jacksonville, people went, University of North Florida.
Right.
You're like, okay, I mean, it's here. It wasn't as competitive, I guess is the easiest way to put it. But now, getting into the school, it's
more competitive.
Very
and
competitive.
you think about Florida, period, right? It's harder to get into UF, Miami, other schools. So then that does cause more people to want to go into other schools. They've also created their doctorate programs, too.
Yes, they have.
Like just recently, a health doctorate and a second one, which certainly does escalate, push them up a little bit.
And even FSCJ, with its nursing program now, I mean, the Jacksonville schools are really on the map.
Expensive.
Yes.
So why not, go FSCJ or UNF and save a little bit of money, and then you can decide what you want to do later.
So Em, my 19-year-old Emily, some of her friends actually, they'd been elsewhere across the state. They decided to come back to the University of North Florida for a couple of reasons. Number one, because the school improved its academic standing, and number two, they were like, you know what? I can save so much money by being here at home, and they decided to live at home. Their parents were cool, and they've got their freedoms and things, and we're mindful of expenses.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful campus.
It is.
I mean,
it's a gorgeous
they have
campus.
a lot of nature trails. They have like kayaks you can rent and go out on the lake, and they have a zip line.
Yeah.
And all
I didn't know that.
Yeah, because my kids go there for eco camp, and so there's a lot of different, and the students have access to that stuff for free. So, not a bad place. Good for them.
It is. It is.
And Jacksonville University.
All right. So there's no Hallmark card, but today is an international holiday.
Golden waffle.
How come we didn't have waffles here on the morning show?
Who messed that up? Janice? Whose fault was that?
She was waffling on what to have for breakfast.
I know. I would have loved to have some. It's
International
National
Waffle Day.
Where are our waffles?
So if you're hungry now, Huddle House is serving up a free golden waffle with any entree purchase. And Mel was asking, is there a Huddle House here? There's one on the way to Fernandina Beach, right when you get off the interstate at 95. I think that's the only one in the area.
I wonder if Waffle House is having any specials. Can we look real quick? I mean, how do you not have a special
and be Waffle
if you're Waffle House? So, hold on.
So there's more to it than just syrup and butter. Some people say syrup, but it's syrup. Holiday actually has roots in Sweden, where it originally marked the Feast of the Annunciation. But over time, a fun language twist turned it into a waffle-filled celebration.
Okay, so be sure to join us, a real celebration during National. Oh, that was in 2020. Oh. I don't know. Maybe not. But it is International Waffle Day.
How about that? Well, don't waffle if you got some time to spend outdoors, because the weather forecast is absolutely gorgeous. We'll get a rundown right after this. Did you find anything from?
I didn't.
They have a Philly cheesesteak that we've got to get from Waffle House. Yeah.
I would never even think to order that.
I don't think it'd be free on National Waffle Day. International Waffle Day.
It might be delicious.
So you're not sick, right? You got allergies?
I got
not allergies.
I got something going on. Do I sound like Demi Moore? I think so.
You keep deluding yourself.
You do. I did something about like resin. Oh, is that what we're gonna do?
You don't mind if you don't.
Why don't you finish us off?
You're gonna
Give
be
us
seen,
the forecast.
but you can be seen and heard, and Mel and I will be.
Could you imagine if we left her?
Heard and not seen.
This is Katie's dream.
This is it.
This
So
is Katie's dream.
let me just talk to you. The beach is gorgeous, and we're going to be in the 80s today. It's fantastic.
If you had a voice, this would be you just.
Let me tell you something right now. Radar is crystal clear, and yeah, it's not.
Tell us a story, Katie.
I'm gonna tell you a story. Come on back out live. Let's go. I'm gonna tell you a story about this girl named Katie. I remember that Britney
Here's a
Spears song. She's
story
like,
of a girl named Katie.
And
She was
got
coughing all over everybody.
laryngitis, and everybody was excited because her voice was gone. and people got
Laryngitis, is
some
that your
peace.
other name?
I really love this.
Me too. Can you go back in though? You guys are fun.
fine.
It's not as fun without you.
I mean, Katie.
Here's a story.
This was your chance.
About a girl named Melanie.
I'm so
She's the greatest
surprised.
girl. Oh, I can't. My voice is
I'm not getting
cracking.
any closer.
Surprised you didn't have a story.
A viewer did email me and said I sounded like a 13-year-old boy, which,
Oh, because you were cracking.
yeah,
Aw.
I know, it's sweet.
That is kind of cute to think about.
But it's going to be like 80 something.
Oh, yeah, we're in the 80s. It's going to be hot. It's going to be hot, like everybody at this table knows.
Yeah, I love it. It is really nice out, though. I'm telling you, I went
It is.
outside
It's
just to feel
gorgeous.
a little warmth. And
I know. I went out and called my sister just to say hello, what's up, and
what's
sat
up?
outside. You know, she's hanging, and yeah, I mean, heading to work. And so I went out and talked to her, and I was like, man, the sun's nice. I caught a little sun, you know.
Good,
Look,
maybe it'll burn off whatever you got.
I hope so.
We're out of here so we can get away from Katie. Have a good day.
have a good day.